My name is Babatunde Koiki. Warm welcome to you from wherever you are in the world watching us, because we know you're definitely watching us from across the world. We've been getting lots of feedback from as far as North America, and we're very, very grateful to everything that you send in regarding your tips and I even say your suggestions for how we can improve the show. You can also join us using our social media handles right there on your screen. The handle is at News Central TV, and of course, any single social media handle that tickles your fancy, you can find us there. We're streaming live on YouTube and on X, which means wherever in the world you're watching us, you can also watch us on the go as well. It's been a wonderful weekend, like I said, and I have two equally wonderful gentlemen to help me unpack what has been a wonderful 96 hours or so of sports. Favor Itwa, our very favorite sports anchor, is in the studio as well. Favor, you seem a bit morose. I'm wondering why. I mean, Benel Insurance didn't lose.
Well, I'm not affiliated to Benel Insurance.
That's what you say.
Maybe when we talk about our guest in the studio right now, we'll talk about this club or not. but let's look at the bigger picture. I mean, over the weekend, Eyimba, despite lots of talks about trashing and bashing, they were able to hold the defending champions of the CAF Confederations Cup. I think that's big. We know we're not in the standard of them, but then that's a big one over the weekend, holding Zamalek to a 2-2 draw.
So will that be your highlight of the weekend?
Yeah, well, yes, especially with the way they came back from a goal down and the way they responded. In as much as they were not playing in front of their home fans, they were still able to, play some tactical football to grind out, the 1 point and their first only point so far in the group stage.
Okay, we'll be talking about Eyimba later on in the show. We have the media officer of Eyimba joining us in just a few minutes. But before we do get to that, we also have the one and only Onyewuchi Nwachukwu in the studio as well. Onyewuchi is the deputy editor of Sporting Life. Onye, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Well, Favor hinted the fact that, Heartland, of course, your favorite club, but surely their loss can't be your highlight of the weekend.
No, it wasn't. They really give a good account of themselves. Yeah. The goal came at the closing stages of the game. I think my highlights so far, because I was in the office till around 10:30, 11, was the
Yesterday?
match. Yes, was a match between Atletico Madrid and Sevilla. I left it at when Atletico were trailing. When I got home, I discovered that Atletico won the game. I was looking out for Henacho incidentally, but he was on the bench. But it was the intensity, the determination, the hunger really impressed me a lot. And Diego Simone's character is usually so rubs off on his team. But Sevilla came with a lot of zeal, a lot of intensity, and the game was quite interesting. So
I'm quite curious. I mean, 11:30 on a Sunday at the office.
Well, it's his job. It's what the job entails.
Sometimes I leave around 12:30. Sometimes I leave around 1.
Sunday.
Sunday.
It's what the job entails.
Really passionate.
What are you saying?
Favor has already given me a stray bullet.
Oh, okay.
So I suspect.
So he's driving it home, right?
Yes, he's driving it home. But I'm prepared for him.
Okay, no problem. That's fine. That's wonderful. But speaking about the Premier League and basically football over the weekend, this weekend the Premier League delivered its trademark mix of thrilling football, jaw-dropping drama, setting social media ablaze with the banter from Manchester United's shock loss to Nottingham Forest, where Andre Onana became unexpectedly an ally or 12th man for the opposition to Arsenal's Corner FC, living up to their nickname once again with another set-piece goal, only to drop points later. The fans had the social media buzzing with emotion. So let's take a look at their reactions, how they celebrated, ranted, and memed their way through everything. So saying Manchester United is disrespect to soap and water. Oh my God. That's absolute trolling. That's really, there it is. Onana, the Onana we love is back. Still trolling Manchester United as well. They don't troll him for Amorim. Okay, this one has to be my favorite, actually. Manchester United cannot stop conceding from corners, score against Manchester United from corners. So basically, everybody is learning the Arsenal template. Clubs in the title race, Liverpool, Arsenal, City, these three are far ahead of us and have been doing these in the last 3 to 4 years. Maybe the next 2 seasons, Chelsea will be able to compete with them, but for now, top 4 is the goal. Obviously, a Chelsea fan, hoping that they can get back into the mix. Last one, the Arsenal fans will be calculating how everybody will drop points except them. It's only them that will win all their games and not draw points. Spreadsheet FC. It's interesting because Arsenal, I've seen lots of Arsenal fans calculate about how I'm going to win this, only for them to drop points, and that's why fans start bashing them on social media. But it's been interesting. So many thanks to my producer for putting that short reel together of what has been happening on social media regarding banter and memes from the Premier League over the weekend. And interestingly, Oye, you mentioned the Spanish La Liga. Later on in the week, we'll be having a representative of the Spanish La Liga to come through and talk to us about an anti-racism campaign that La Liga has started, trying to get to educate the clubs and fans in terms of an anti-racism campaign to stop some of the unsavory incidents that we've been seeing so far. But let's move on. Let's talk about something that happened over the yesterday at the indoor sports hall of the National Institute of Sports. It was the finale of the Abu Dhabi Handball Premier League, and the president of the Handball Federation of Nigeria, Sam Ocheho, has praised the resounding success of the 2024 Abu Dhabi Handball Premier League, which concluded on Sunday. Ocheho also expressed joy at seeing the legends of Nigerian handball recognized and celebrated for their years of exceptional service to the sport. But in the competition proper, in the men's category, Lagos-based Tojemarine Academy delivered a dominant performance throughout the season, winning 19 of their 20 matches in order to clinch the title. And that yesterday they faced the Remo Strikers of Sokoto in what was pretty much a dead rubber because they had actually won the title by then, but it was still an exciting end-to-end game, which Tojemarine still managed to win. In the women's draw, in the women's category, Abuja's Safety Babes, that is the team of the Federal Road Safety Commission of Nigeria, they showcased their consistency, securing their fourth consecutive league title with a thrilling 36-32 victory over Defender Babes, and that was their celebration after the final whistle of the game. It was really good to see. Let's take a quick listen to everyone that was involved in what was a resounding success of the night. First of all, you hear from Sam Ocheho, president of the Nigerian Handball Federation as well. We also hear from Adeyemi George, who's an former Nigerian Handball International as well. We also hear from Dango with Phil Anafor, captain of Safety Babes, and also Coach Shitu Agbola.
What is happening today. After 2 weeks, we're witnessing the great finals and champions have emerged. I think for me, I'm so glad that we went through this whole year without any form of injuries. There's nothing major. Everything we witnessed were with great excitement, and we've seen new talent emerge. So I am very happy. People love recognition, and it's a great thing to recognize people who have done great for the game. And we just thought, I mean, it has never happened before in the history of handball in Nigeria. So we thought it best that it's better to honor these people while they are alive. It's not always good to keep doing posthumous award, but while they are alive, let's just honor them and make them happy. And I think one thing I saw on their faces was how happy and elated they were. It gave me great joy that we considered this. They are going to do well on the African stage if they go. I mean, it's the end of the season. I believe next season every team will beef up.
The president of Handball Association or Federation, Sam Ocheho, for having the insight of going back and recognizing those that have started handball in the early days. I think handball, the quality is very high, right? And although the young ones are pulling their weight, and I believe that we can still do better. It is a beginning again for handball in Nigeria. And during my own time, wow, it's more explosive and more technical, right? But during this time, I think there are still technical work they have to do.
It's not an easy task. Glory be to God that we won it. This is the fourth time we've been winning back to back. Let me, first of all, as a team, we really try our best to see that everything worked well. And our coach normally encourages us that we should be united and we should be disciplined. And it's through our discipline that brought us up to this time. It's a unity and the discipline that brings us up to this place, and we get this thing.
If we look at from where the handball is coming from, I would say we are making a lot of improvement. But also, like coaches like us that go internationally, we've got a long way, a really long way to go. Yeah, we just need to be sincere. But this is the right step in the right direction for Nigerian handball.
It is easy to win, but staying on the top, it's much a difficult task. So we try to put effort twice more than what we have.
Sights and sounds of the finale of the Adova Premier Handball League that concluded yesterday at the Indoor Sports Hall of the National Institute of Sports. Gentlemen, it was really stirring to see that everything culminated in what was a really good finale. Last week we had Sam Ocheho, president of the Handball Federation of Nigeria, here on the show, speaking about how the plans of how he's been trying to develop handball in Nigeria for the past few years, and really hoping that they can continue to raise the standard. But let me come to you, Favor. This is pretty much, without a shade of doubt, one of the best run federations in Nigeria. And the question is, how can he sustain it? That's really it for me.
Well, it's a big question and a tough question. It's one thing to get to the top, it's another thing to sustain it. But fantastic work the Handball Federation has been doing under Sam Ocheho. Fantastic one. They've been consistent in running the league. We've seen how they've also been able to attract sponsors. And the fact that, whenever these teams play, it's not play now and wait till a few months' time to play again. There's updates, there are communications, between clubs and teams, and don't forget, it's also rubbing off on the national team.
True.
Coach Agbola is one of the coach of the under-18 handball team. He went to, I think, China or the Asian part of the world, and we saw what he did with the girls. He has also been consistent. I think for how one would be able to sustain this is, first of all, there's already a template. There's a structure in place. I mean, the president also needs to, push this to whoever is coming up or whoever his committee or his board members are, to tell them that if I'm not here, this can also run. Also, the sponsors, I think they can also expand it, bring in, it might not be the major sponsor, but some sponsors can also buy into this, key into this, and drive it into the schools. It's time for handball to, I know, yes, it has been existing in the past decades, but we also need to ensure that in every curriculum, partner with the Ministry of Education, let them also have a way back, not just about athletics when it comes to physical education, let's go and do sport, let's go and play football. They can also add handball. It's not expensive to have a handball court in any part of the school. I don't think it's super expensive. You need to have a space, then the nets and the balls. It's not much as creating a basketball court or creating a proper football pitch.
I'm trying not to laugh because if I recall, the handball court at Baptist Academy here in Lagos, I think it was removed in order for them to build another facility on it. I can't remember what.
But I'm not looking at the indoor right now. I'm looking at the.
No, I'm not talking. It's an outdoor. It was an outdoor handball court. Most of the courts in schools are handball. I do recall even the one at FGC promotion that I went to was handball as well. But Sam Ocheho's tenure is up next year. His 8-year tenure. What would be his lasting legacy that he can leave for the Handball Federation of Nigeria? There's no guarantees that he's coming back. But if he doesn't come back, what is the lasting legacy that he can leave? Could it be that having a proper, well-structured league that runs in year in, year out? Or will it be, like Favor said, taking the sport back to the grassroots and ensuring that there is a reliable sustainability for the sport in the future?
Yeah, I think sports federations are not like political parties where you have two tenures. For me, if a president is doing well, why can't he, go for a third time?
Yeah, but my producer just told me now that the president said he's not coming back. He's done. He's done the tenure and he's happy with that.
No, the board can appeal to him to stay, but that's on the flip side. But I think if you have done 2 terms, just like Favor said, you should be able to groom people who will take over.
Because I get the impression that in Nigeria here, we always seem to be building strong men instead of strong institutions like we've always
said. But that's the albatross here. It's not just in handball, it's in football. We have seen Eyimba win back-to-back CAF Champions League, but I disagreed with what Favor said about Eyimba. They were atrocious. They have been defending like jesters. So that is always a problem. We have strong men, we have people who have passion, but life abhors a vacuum. One day they're going to leave. Even if they stay 20 years, they will leave. But the wise person, the wise person is the man that tries to groom people who will take over. Put in place a structure
that will be regarded as interference, right? And he's trying to manipulate
that's not
cronies. We've seen governors in Nigeria handpick their successors.
No, the cronies, the people who are grooming may not be your cronies. There are people who are competent. In this
past, the same passion.
People in this past 8 years, is it difficult for him to identify talents, competent people who can run the federation?
Administrative talents.
It's not a one-man show. Unless it has been a one-man show, we have seen situations where you have a sole administrator in the name of a president. He does everything, sidelines everybody, and when he leaves, everything leaves with him. Wow. But if he's a wise person, then he should be able to groom and put in place structures.
Well, my fears are, for instance, we've also seen it in wrestling. Danny Ligali is about to leave also. He says he's not coming back. Should he even identify a man or a woman who will take over from him? The question is, will such person continue from where he stopped or decide to keep that aside and look for something else to, bring as per ideas? We've seen it over time.
That's always the problem. Continuity.
Once a new administrator comes on board, he doesn't. I mean, look at, for instance, the last sports minister before Eno, we had Sonny Dare who gave out a roadmap of a 10-year plan of football, 10-year or 20-year plan.
John Eno came in. We never had
anything of it. So he has gone again. We have another person, another sports commission. We have a sports commission. So there's no consistency, and we can only hope that if we want to succeed, there should be a roadmap. Okay, this is what we have done. I may not totally scrap it, but I can also add to whatever you've done to make it better. Because according to a PG proverb from clap,
so
they said the roadmap was leading to nowhere.
People were trying to drop in the nuggets of wisdom tonight. I thought that was usually Oye's purview. But still speaking about roadmaps of the National Sports Commission, we heard that the NSC will hold a crucial meeting with presidents and secretaries of Nigeria's sports federations on Tuesday, the 10th of December. That's tomorrow. And that meeting aims to strengthen collaboration and chart a strategic path for an advancing sports development nationwide. It also aligns with President Tinubu's Renewed Hope agenda, which emphasizes sustainable growth and accountability within the sports sector. And key discussion points include fostering innovation, enhancing operational efficiency, and driving the sports economy through a unified approach. Like we say here, plenty of English, but the question is, can they back it up with proper action? I have no problems with people talking about how they want to develop the sport. I'm really concerned about whether they truly have why are you laughing? Why are you guys laughing?
No, but what you're saying is funny. So why shouldn't we laugh?
I'm serious.
No, but
I'm actually serious.
No, but I don't know. See, it's we have seen this over and over again. With
countless white papers, countless.
With the risk of sounding like a
broken drum,
crack record. We hope that this meeting will, bring about the desired effects. And the desired effect is that the sports federations to be alive to their responsibility. We have said it here, apart from handball that we just talked about, wrestling, who other sports? Maybe Scrabble, then cricket.
Then of course cricket, definitely. Then the new kids on the block, fencing. Yeah.
The other federations are not only sleeping, but they are dozing. They are snoring.
No, hold on. Badminton also does its best too.
Badminton is more of a one person.
Hot and cold.
Once we
that's not true. That's not true. Francis Obi does quite a lot with his team. Everything that they did regarding getting Anolo Opoyori to the top of Africa.
That's also what they did for
Mariam Bolaji as well.
I know Opoyori is not the only Nigerian player.
No, he's not.
So what are we talking about?
It's more like saying, they gave us Dokas Adesokan
before in the past.
For cycling.
Then Elizabeth Ayanacho in Taekwondo. So
we need more.
In a country of 200 million people, basically I say that we cannot just be having just one standout athlete.
Exactly.
Now,
Opoyori might not, if he tries his best, he qualifies for the Los Angeles 2028 Olympics. If he doesn't, who is the next person that would defeat or go past him and go all the way and say, we have a new kid in the block?
Then table tennis. Table tennis.
Another key federation.
Yeah, another key federation.
But basically, all these, it's instructive and important for the National Sports Commission to meet with these federations, discuss their problems, what are the factors mitigating against you to truly develop the sport, how can we assist you. But they don't forget again that there's most likely the elections are coming up next year for many of these federations as well. A lot of these presidents will not be returning. Some horse trading or cattle trading might begin as well for people who want to return. I'm just hoping that the politics will be put aside. I hope that the NSC can help to properly chart a way forward for these federations, especially the likes of basketball, who have low-hanging fruits and have refused to actually promote that. But hey, that's just me speaking.
Well, I want to believe Shehu Diko as one who of course is a technocrat when it comes to business of administration. But though his football it has been over the years, some would say he has also gotten...
I mean, his Secretary General has done well as well. He was in charge of wheelchair basketball.
I'm looking at the aspect of meeting with core politicians in different federations. One who, of course, has have the hope and the chance to either be president or secretaries. Don't forget, Solomon Dalon had an issue trying to enforce, whoever he wants to be president of each of these federations. Yes. After that, we saw the crisis in different federations. We hope that he can also let them understand that, yes, you might want to choose whoever you want to be, but this is what is expected of you. We need calendars,
bring your finest and your best minds.
And best mind. Don't put your hands in the elections. Allow them choose whoever they want to choose, but then also lay down rules and regulations before you come to me for money for events, and you must give me your calendars maybe 3 or 4 months before. Show workings, and then also try to be self-sufficient. It's difficult, but not encourage them to be self-sufficient, push the sport, and then if the Sports Commission can also assist in any way, they should be able to assist. But this is December. I'm very sure that majority of the federations have not submitted their calendars for 2025.
Trouble. That's all I can say. Meanwhile, let's talk table tennis now. Africa Games silver medalist Matthew Kuti and 2024 African Championship men's doubles champions Muiz Adegoke and Abdul Basit Abdul Fatai are amongst the top stars expected to participate in the 10th El Chris Table Tennis Cup, which is set to take place from the 22nd to the 23rd of December at the Molade Okoya Thomas Hall of the Teslim Balogun Stadium here in Lagos. Other top table tennis players from across Nigeria have also expressed their interest in participating in the 2-day tournament organized by the Lagos State Table Tennis Association. The tournament has grown significantly and it's now in its 10th edition, and it promises to be another avenue for nurturing national talent. Like we've talked about table tennis many times, so there's pretty much not much to say, but we'll be watching that tournament pretty closely. Let's move on to go very quickly to Formula One. It was a pivotal weekend in the sport. Lando Norris secured McLaren's first Formula One Constructors Championship in 26 years with a flawless victory at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Despite teammate Oscar Piastri's early exit following a collision with Max Verstappen, Norris held his nerve, clinching his 4th win of the season and edging Ferrari by 14 points. Ferrari's Charles Leclerc surged from 19th to 3rd, but McLaren's consistency prevailed, and team principal Andrea Stella credited resilience and belief for the achievement, marking the culmination of years of building. And still talking Formula One, Lewis Hamilton said he was happy his time with Mercedes finished on a high after what he described as a really turbulent year. The 7-time champion brought to an end his 12-year association with Mercedes with a 4th place finish after starting 16th on the grid at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. The 39-year-old Hamilton leaves Mercedes for Ferrari in 2025 after 12 years with Mercedes. That was both the longest and the most successful team driver combination in Formula One history. It's a major milestone in Formula One. Thankfully, he's not retiring yet, but everybody is really looking forward to what Ferrari will look like with Lewis Hamilton in their driver's seat. You're still watching Game On. We'll take a very short break now. When we return, there's still plenty of football to talk about. Thank you so much for watching Game On. Still time to talk plenty of football now. And let's remind you that the Lagos Liga football tournament is still going on here in Lagos. Matches have been played at the Campus Mini Stadium on Lagos Island. Here are results from matches that were played today. Lots of games were played over the weekend, but these are today's results. Golden Alchemy thrashed Spiritual Movements 4-0. Supremos and Tacha FC played out a 2-2 draw, while 30 BG defeated Sporting Lagos by 2-1. Now, let's quickly give you the standings of all those particular groups as they currently stand from Group A, B, C, and D. 4 groups, and that's what they've been divided into. There you see it on your screen. Appleby FC is top in Group A. There's a Krypton FC in second, Coco FC in third, Jarus FC that is owned by my good friend. I'm hoping that they can bounce back into action. But let's take a look at Group B right now. There it is, Group B. There's Gulan FC followed by 30 BG. Then there's also what's her name? Maybrooks. Thank you very much. There's Sporting Lagos fans team there as well. Group C, Superstar FC, Golden Alchemy is in second place, Dominant Force are in third place, while Spiritual Movement, nothing is particularly spiritual about their performance so far. Group D, Supremos FC leading that one. Tacha FC, there's Primal Sporting followed by Firecrackers FC. So if you want to catch football, the best of, amateur football in Lagos, head over to the Campus Mini Stadium where the Lagos Liga is currently going on, open to amateur players, no professional players. The winner walks home with 50 million naira. And there's also VAR being used as well. They've also scored some spectacular goals. The action has been really, really good.
Yeah, I mean, this is the way to go. Grassroots football, trying to discover talents and, giving almost everybody from anywhere the opportunity of showcasing. And I know some of these clubs are doing well. A lot of players being discovered, but Favor and today the pitch I don't think it's well maintained. This is not the campus stadium that we used to know. I don't know what happened, but
look,
it's not good.
This is something that we really need to be talking to officials of the Lagos State Ministry of Sports about, because it seems that all the sporting facilities in Lagos have collapsed. Well, the Bobo Stadium in Ikorodu is not ready. The Agege Stadium has been abandoned. The Tesla Balogun Stadium is not ready as well. The Bobolaji Johnson is incomplete as well. And a lot of people are saying that pitch actually needs refurbishment because of overuse. So I'm wondering what's going on in Lagos State.
Well, it's sad that the Lagos State government is not passionate about sports as it claims to be. Now, for instance, you look at the revenue generated in Lagos State, it's enough to even create over 10 stadiums or mini stadia in Nigeria, in Lagos. Now, take a look at the Agege Stadium. When it was being renovated, it was said it was going to be completed in less than a year. It has been abandoned for over 2-3 years. It's now being used for concerts in December, where the likes of Small Doctor come around to perform in Agege. Then move away from there. The Bobolaji Johnson Arena started renovation around before the Aisha Buhari Cup. Now, the pitch and the turf was laid by Money Mitchell at that same time. It was not even completed. And after that tournament, it's left that way. In the NNL has over 6 Lagos teams.
All of them use that particular venue.
This season that the NNL is starting, over 6 Lagos teams. Ikorodu is also using there. Wow. And the question is, how can we keep using a particular pitch and allow it to suffer and not even create an avenue for? So it's also a wake-up call for the Lagos State Sports Commission. What are they doing?
Is this a problem? Is this the Lagos State Sports Commission or the Lagos State government itself? But you can also argue that Lagos State Sports Commission is a part of the Lagos State government.
I think after Governor Fashola left, subsequent governors did not show enough passion. I also think that if not for the Bessie Obaseki, the little renovation that started at the Agege Stadium wouldn't have even started at all. So after Fashola, they have just paid lip service. But it's not good enough. Lagos is the center of excellence.
Yeah. And there's so many playing fields across. There's one in Bagada, the popular one in Bagada.
It's not a question of even building facilities, but maintaining
the existing ones.
Maintaining the existing ones. And the stadium project,
Favor just
mentioned his name, has used every platform to list how to maintain some of these facilities.
Oh, you're talking about Money Mitchell?
Money Mitchell. And the people who own this stadium have not followed those examples.
Is it because there's no money to do it, or there's no impetus to do it, or they're just pretty much not
interested?
Let's
take a look at the Akwa Ibom State. Now, Akwa Ibom State, before now, has the Gosula Kwame International Stadium.
No, before they had the Uyo Township Stadium.
There's Uyo and Eket. But now, the previous administration renovated the Uyo Township Stadium. Yeah. Also, there's a Olympic size swimming pool in that stadium. Renovated the Eket Stadium, and is currently looking forward to do the one of Iko Depene. It means that whoever is in Akwa Ibom can say, if I'm not playing in Uyo, the Gosula Kwame Stadium, I can play in Eket, I can play in Uyo, at the Uyo Township Stadium, and it's been maintained.
It's interesting.
It's not rocket science.
It's interesting, yeah, because I do remember there was a time that the Delta State actually hosted had multiple stadiums. Ogun State actually hosted the African Women's Championship at one point in time. They had all the stadia red. Even Delta State also even did the same thing as Ogwashi,
the one in
Ohara,
Warri.
Wow. So
Kanole.
I'm just wondering what's going on. It's really depressing to look at how the Lagos State government is paying no attention whatsoever.
Because as innovative as this tournament is, watching it now on TV gave me a lot of. Someone said can give you cancer of the eyes.
Oh God! To be honest, it's not TV friendly. Yeah. That's supposed to be a green pitch.
Yeah,
a green pitch, but it wasn't green. That's all I can. There it is. Is that brown? No, it's not brown. But mauve. I don't. Maybe it's a black pitch.
December 20-something. Sister Toshola will come again and say she wants to also use this stadium for her project. A lot of persons will come again and use the same stadium, and yet we clamor and say Center of Excellence.
There is no reason why the likes of Ekpe should not have a stadium. Yeah. There's no reason why Badagry should not have a stadium. And Ikorodu's one has remained unfinished for as long as I can remember. Let's move on to the Nigeria Premier Football League. Matches were played over the weekend. Action was thrilling. Teams contesting fiercely for vital points across Nigeria. And Remo Stars climbed back to the top of the table with a commanding 2-0 win over Kanemi Warriors in Ikene. Peter Onuaha opened the scoring in the 31st minute, while Frank Mawena of Togolese International, he doubled the lead after the first half with stoppage time. And now they have 29 points from 16 matches. But let's quickly show you the results. Plateau United defeated Heartland by Overweight 3-2. Late winner in that particular game. Abu Dhabi Warriors also edged the Niger Tornadoes 2-1. Bayelsa United edged the Ikorodu City 1-0 as well. Rivers United went down 1-0 to Enugu Rangers in a highly anticipated match. Kano Pillars also defeated Kaseda United 1-0 in a Northwest derby that a lot of people have been looking forward to. And Remo Stars, like we said, defeated Kanemi Warriors by 2-0. Other results: Aqua United and Bendel Insurance played at a 1-1 draw. Sunshine Stars lost 1-0 at home to Shooting Stars. Well, at home, but that match was played in Ijebu. Yeah, and Nasarawa United also got back to winning ways with a 1-0 win over Lobby Stars. Now, very quickly, that result of that game between Aqua United and Bendel Insurance, we hear has cost coach Mohamed Babanganaru his job. We hear he has stepped down as coach of Aqua United after being unable to improve the club's fortunes, and the season has proven particularly challenging. Let's show you the top 6 in the Nigeria Professional Football League as it currently stands now. Remo Stars are back on top with 29 points, same as Rivers United, but Remo Stars have a better goal difference. Enugu Rangers are 3rd, Ikorodu City are 4th, still riding high. Shooting Stars are just outside the top 4, while Kanemi Warriors are within touching distance as well. Let's go to the bottom of the table and show you exactly why Mohamed Babanganaru quit his job. There you see his team are in 19th place, 4 wins, 4 draws, 8 losses from 16 games, not championship winning stuff. Favor, I see you shaking your head. This is a team that won the NPFL just recently in the 2020-2021 season. Lobby Stars are bottom of the log. Bendel Insurance are there in the mix as well, and Sunshine Stars are 4th from bottom. The 2 North Central teams, Plateau United and Nasarawa United, joined at the hip, both of them with 18 points as well. But very sad days for Aqua United. What is going on?
Well, sad days for Aqua United. There are lots of issues surrounding the club. Poor recruitment is one of it. The management also not making the right choice of coach. At this time, in this generation, Baba Ganaru, for me, is an analog coach. Doesn't have the modern day.
He's an analog coach.
Analog coach in the sense that he's still in the 2000s, in 2004. I mean, football has gone beyond where it used to be. Like maybe only the likes of Kennedy Boboya and Imam Amaka Bobo have actually left that particular generation. Baba Ganaru will not take you anywhere at this time when it comes to football in Nigeria. Secondly, Aqua United have also learned from last season. They survived relegation last season and they continued in that particular in this same season.
So you're blaming poor recruitment of both the coaching staff and the playing staff.
I mean, the management also should have some of this blame because they called the shots.
Oh, of course, the management has to blame.
Before now, they should have sacked Baba Ganaru. And according to my sources, he came into the dressing room this evening and said, I'm resigning. So, and we hear that the club will also go into a meeting tomorrow to decide what to do. Don't forget, the club was being coached by the assistant coach before Baba Ganaru came in. And the man has started to, galvanize the team to get results for the team before Baba Ganaru came in. And if you look at this season, we've had a series of clubs that have excelled under the assistant coach. Remo Stars Rangers, Ikorodu City. Assistant coaches have been doing the job.
So we should take. Aqua United should basically take. They should have taken the leaf out of Wale and the Goose book and fired Baba Ganaru since.
Fire and football is about hire and fire.
Okay.
I mean,
oh yeah, your thoughts on this? Yeah, he said Mohamed Baba Ganaru is an what did you say? Analog coach.
Analog coach.
Oh, wow, that's an interesting one.
Yeah, very interesting. I think I was discussing with Favor before I came on air how many coaches that Aqua United have sacked in the past 3 years, and it was about 4 or 5.
Wow.
So the management should be held responsible. They appointed Baba Ganaru in the first place. They sacked. There was a time INE was the coach. After Kennedy Baboye left,
Fatai Osho as well.
Fatai Osho did not spend up to 6 months. The same situation applied to INE. So what was really wrong with all these appointments? If you didn't give them enough, time to be able to transfer, impact their philosophy and their style of play on the team. So for Baba Ganaru, well, I don't know what happened to him. People said poor recruitment. But if you are 19th on the table and you are not showing any sign, and I'm sure the management must have watched his training and have seen that this man doesn't have the capacity to take us anywhere. So
well, this is not what's the management that took the decision? He resigned.
Yeah. Sometimes they are pushed.
Sometimes you basically you jump before you are pushed.
Before you are pushed, or they'll just tell you, just resign.
It's really sad. I mean, the budget of being privileged to see how things are being run. The salaries a month, if you total everything, is over 15, 20 million.
For our reports, we heard that Aqua United are actually one of the best funded teams.
But over time, I think it has
NPFL.
changed over time in the sense that a new government came on board, and then. But I still believe that for Aqua United, they should not be in this position.
They have a good stadium, they have stable management.
They have a clubhouse, a good clubhouse.
Favor, if you are saying the coach is analog, what about the management? It takes an analog management
to hire an
analog coach.
Well, at the end of the day, they also should follow the same trap because I was one of the persons that said Ayeni should have been retained. He had a bad season. He got to the semi-finals of the FA Cup. He missed playoff spots by 1 point. He should have been kept, but he was allowed to go, and then the next person came over, Fatai Osho, and Sugar Ball did not give us sugar.
Okay, well, we are being joined all the way from Port Harcourt by league experts, and he's currently the general manager of Wazobia FM over there in Port Harcourt. Chana Cheru, thank you so much for joining us tonight on Game On. Always a pleasure to have you on the show. I'm sure you'll be listening to us talk about Mohamed Baba Ganaru's travels and Aqua United's inability to move away from the gravitational forces of relegation. Your thoughts on this? Is Mohamed Baba Ganaru, was he an analog coach in a digital team? And is, like Favor said, or like Onye said, is the management of Aqua United also analog for hiring an analog coach?
It doesn't matter what kind of coach is described as. Somebody hired him. What did you see when you hired him? Did you think there was something he had that would help your team? Was there a need in your team he would have filled up for you? You hired him. He took the job. He didn't force himself on the team. So I'm not going to name him analog or digital. I would say when the club Aqua United wanted the coach, they saw him as the right fit for the club, and they hired him. It didn't work out. So it didn't work out. I mean, one team will win the league, 4 will be relegated. Clubs just hope it's not. They won't be the one. Baba Ganaru's best moment in Nigerian football were when he coached Kano Pillars. After those Kano Pillars did have struggled. He has really struggled at Gombe United. I mean, wherever he has gone, he has struggled. Is he analog? Then maybe Aqua United is analog too, for getting an analog coach.
You see, you people just I don't know what to say anymore. But let's talk about Rivers United so far, China. Doing really well. They've basically been in the top 4 over the last 10 match days, and they've been holding on, oscillating between first and second over the last few weeks as well. It's almost halfway so far of the season. What's been your impression of Finidi George's time at Rivers United?
Listen, he has done well. Especially the start he had in the league, he had done well. Many people don't understand that the team he started with, he had about 5 or 6 of the under-17 team that won the under-17 league last season. He kept faith in those young boys. He really kept faith in them. And they are really doing well with the team. So sometimes the pressure comes on the young team, like when they went 3 games without a win, even losing at home to Bayelsa United, and sometimes they pick up. But one thing he has done is that he has made them know they can play football the way football should be played. I see them, play out the back like we see some other clubs. I see defenders confidently don't just boost the ball out of the 18-yard box and actually pass the ball. I see the team, even when they are under pressure to equalize, they hardly go for the long balls. They still want to walk the ball into the 18-yard box of the opponent. That's a well-coached team. And Rivers United is a well-coached team. It's been a long time. It's been a long time that the team was coached. It's been a long time that the team was coached. And the fans are happy. The media is happy. I'm sure the club management is happy. And maybe the state government, if they have some time away from the crisis, and they watch Rivers United, they'll be happy too. Like I said, it's been a long time that team was coached, and they have a coach right now.
Okay, that's
I was going to say, still bring it back to Aqua United. You just said it's been a long time a team has been coached or has been coached by a coach. I think that should be the same with now Aqua United. When you look at the coach right there with Aqua United, looking at his philosophy, like you said, he has not had a very best of days after Kano Pillars. Don't you think it's time for clubs to start looking forward to the modern day trends of coaches? Eyiba has Yema Olariwaju. We have Kano Pillars. Kano Pillars have Usman Abdallah. We also have Daniel Ogumodede, Fidelis Lechuku. Don't you think it's time for clubs to start looking and thinking out of the box? Even in Ikorodu City, they have a young coach.
I've known Onyewuchi Wachiko for more than 20 years, about 25 years. And the way he's smiling is mischievous. While we're talking, he had that mischievous look on his face. I wonder what he has to say about it. Okay, clubs are going for younger, more dynamic coaches. Truth is that because you're young doesn't mean you'll be a good coach. But the thing about being young is that you take risks. You're not going to be as conservative as the older coaches. Like Imama, you mentioned the Imama, Daniel Ogumodede, Yema. We know them, Fidelis George, Amunike. Because they are younger, they want to take risks. They'll be more, enterprising and all of that. But it does not. The fact that you're young does not equate to you being successful, or you going to win the league, or you're going to win games. I think our clubs should ask themselves the simple question: why are we here? What do we want to achieve? What style do you want to play? What's our philosophy? What's the club mentality like? If they can answer this question, there's always a coach for everything. There's always a coach for everything. But I think our clubs, probably their agents that, hand these coaches over to them. When the club is in need, they call somebody, oh boy, I need coach. And they bring, maybe, I'm just saying maybe. Because if a club has a particular play style, maybe counter-attacking football, maybe expansive football, maybe defensive style of play, maybe you want to go gung-ho, and you want to maintain that philosophy, there's always a coach for you. There is always a coach for you. Like I know any club that gets Kennedy Boboye will always play counter-attacking football. Kennedy's team will always sit back and play off the counter. He did at Abia Warriors, at Plateau United. That has always been his style. But do our clubs know what they want? Do they know what they're about? Because they don't know, they just get anybody to coach the team. And that's why every year they're blending. Every year they're starting afresh every year. I think that's one major problem we have with our clubs in the country.
I totally agree, Chala. Let's move on very quickly. We have to hard pressed for time. Let's go to the continent. Former African champions Enyimba fought back from 2 goals down to hold CAF Confederations Cup holder Zamalek to a thrilling 2-2 draw at the Gozola Pabio Stadium in Uyo on Sunday. The People's Elephants went into Sunday's game searching for their first win at the group stage, but were stunned after Saifeddin Jaziri and Umar Faraj put the Egyptians in front before Enyimba rallied when striker Ifeanyi Emekwele. I beg your pardon? Ihemekwele. He handed Enyimba a lifeline before Chinedu Ofere eventually pulled level in 57th minute. But try as they could, Enyimba could not get a winner in that particular game. Gentlemen, very quickly, let's talk about Enyimba's struggles on the African continent right now. Is playing away. They're not playing at home. They're playing in the Uyo Township Stadium. Can this be a major reason why they are struggling? But there are those who also say, a good team should be able to get a result anywhere. China, let me quickly come to you.
Listen, when you're at home, you're at home. if Emma was playing in their stadium, one is a smaller stadium, they can fill it up easier than to fill up their Uyo stadium. Then again, the terraces are close to the pitch, so the players can actually feel the vibe of the fans. In Uyo, I don't think they had up to 1,000 people in that stadium, maybe 500. So it's never the same. So you always want to play in your dungeon, so to say. But they don't have it. They don't have that advantage. Yes, they better pitch and they play good football, but it's always not the same if you're not playing in front of your own fans. But I won't say that's what affected anybody. They played very well on the day. They just couldn't take their chances when they mattered.
Okay, very quickly, Favor, your 2 cents in 30 seconds.
Well, it was not a bad day for him, but I mean, like China said, they could not take their chances. But it still further shows the level of where Nigerian clubs are in Africa. I mean, we're not there yet. We still have a long way to go. But
in order to be able to meet with the very best.
Exactly, but I must also give kudos to Yema Larewaju. His tactical abilities came to bear. We saw what he was able to do on an evening, holding the defending champions of the CAF Confederation Cup.
Okay, very quickly, you are not happy. You said that they played atrociously.
No.
Oh, you're remixing it now.
No, their capacity to defend. In the first game against Al Masry, the same problem. Chaotic defending, had about 3 or 4 defenders clashing in the first game. The same thing happened. One of the goals, you had about 3 players crashing to the floor. Crashing to the floor, the goalkeeper too crashed to the floor. And how do you defend in such a manner? So it means that the management of this Yimba and the coaches should look at the defensive frailties of this club and look at how to counter it.
Okay, very quickly, let's quickly give you the results of matches that were played in the CAF Confederations League Cup over the weekend. Sagrada Esperanza played out a goalless draw with their brothers Esperance. CS Constantine defeated Simba 2-1. Bravos do Maquis defeated CS Faxien by 3 goals to 2 in Group A. In Group B, Lunda Sul played out a 1-1 draw with Stade Malien. Stellenbosch lost 3-1 at home to RSB Berkane. In Group C, very quickly, let's show you that Orapa United played out a goalless draw with ASEP Musa, while Giraffe also played out a goalless draw with USM Alger. While in Group D, Black Bulls of Maputo were held to a 1-0 draw by visiting Al Masry, and as we told you, Eyimba forced Zamalek to a 2-2 draw as well. Let's quickly show you that group. Eyimba's group right now as we speak. Eyimba just have 1 point from their opening 2 games, and Al Masry and Zamalek are pretty much top of that group right now. So it seems as if it's the Egyptians who might be moving up from that group. Over the weekend as well, matches were played in the English Premier League. Yeah, there it is. Eyimba are 3rd in that group, just ahead of Black Bulls of Maputo, while Zamalek and El Masry lead that group with 4 points apiece. Quickly to England now, matches were played in the English Premier League. The Merseyside derby didn't hold because of Storm Dara. That game has been postponed. But right now, let's tell you that Fulham held Arsenal to a 1-0 draw. Arsenal fans already celebrating a winner, but was ruled off by VAR. Ipswich Town lost 2-1 at home to Bournemouth. Leicester City played out a 2-2 draw with Brighton. Tottenham Hotspur lost by 3 goals to 4 at home to Chelsea, while West Ham and Wolverhampton Wanderers, known as El Sakiko, because either of these coaches could be sacked anytime soon. We're talking about Gary O'Neill and of coach Julien Lopetegui of West Ham United. Very quickly, interesting news coming out of England as well. Premier League referee David Coates has been sacked by the Premier League, the PGMOL as well, after a thorough investigation. And Bayern Munich has also retired the number 5 jersey by the legendary Franz Beckenbauer. Thank you very much, Favor Itua, for coming through. Always a pleasure to have you. And also, Onyenwuchi Wanchukwu for coming through as well. To the guys behind the scenes, thank you as well. But before we go, let's tell you that 26-year-old Dominican Republic baseball player Juan Soto is on the brink of making history by reportedly agreeing to the biggest contract ever in sports history, a whopping $765 million deal over 15 years with Major League Baseball's New York Nets. That's incredible. Some of the biggest other deals in world sports include Dallas Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott becoming the highest paid player in the NFL history in September this year, agreeing to a 4-year contract extension worth $240 million. In 2020, Kansas City Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes signed a 10-year contract extension worth $450 million, which has the highest overall value in the NFL. In the NBA, the Boston Celtics have tied Jason Tatum down to a new 5-year deal worth a reported $314 million. And football is not left out of that as well. Portuguese forward Cristiano Ronaldo has a contract with Al Nassr until 2025 that is reportedly worth more than 200 million euros. And what I can tell you is that Favor, Onye, and myself were in the wrong profession. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Game On makes a return tomorrow. My name is Babatunde Koiki. Wish you a wonderful evening. Bye.